Lightning and thunder clap make you frightened. Alright, Shalom Akim. Get started? Yeah, start. Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Makakodash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push this truth to the four corners of the earth. Alright. So I'll do a short, not too long, because I go to work in a while. I'll entitle it Bend to the Lord's Will. Really and truly, that is one of the, the hardest things when you come into the truth, right? To do things according to how the Lord said to do it, to do things according to how He wants it to be done, right? But even going to baptism, it means to be what? You see, to be under one's head, right? And all that goes back to what? Discipline. It goes back to sacrifice, right? It goes back to giving up your own desires for what is right or what you're supposed to do, which is a big stumbling block, not only for people in the truth sometimes, but people who are outside the truth, because a lot of them doesn't want to conform to the Lord because it doesn't appeal to their personal like or what they might prefer or what they want. You might tell them that Esau can't be saved, you understand, and something as stupid as that could be a stumbling block onto them because they find it should be for everybody. But when you come into the truth, you just learn that it's not about what you find or about what you feel or about how you want it to go, but it's about how the Lord wants it to go. Sometimes even simple things you might get, you might even want to have something if the Lord wants you to have it. You had to conform to that. You understand? And it has come in many different forms. And sometimes this has been ways that the Lord has tried to see if you're really humble. You understand? If you're really obedient. I got scripture. I'll open up with take a look up at James. James 4 verse James 4 verse I'll start from 5, right? James 4 verse 5. It says, do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? You understand? And it don't just lust to be envious, it just state that, but it is also lust to be rebellious. Okay, as the Lord said, Israel is a rebellious nation, right? They say that in many different places, because inwardly, as scriptures talk about, it say, as in Matthew, it say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Inwardly, you're always lusting to be rebellious against how the Lord were to be and what the Lord were to do. Right? It say, but He giveth more grace. Right? Wherefore He saith, power resisted the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. And being humble is not just about how does say in society that person quiet or don't talk much. Being humble is actually submitting yourself unto the Lord. You understand? Submitting yourself unto doing the right thing, even though it mightn't be something that you might like in a big way. And I often try to always keep that in mind. When you come into the truth, you just understand that it's not about what it is you like. It's not about what you prefer. A lot of the things that you'll see even in the truth, it might not be to your preference. As I tell people, you don't have to like something for it to be right, and you don't have to dislike something for it to be wrong. Sometimes you could like something and it could be wrong, and sometimes you could dislike something and it could be right. But you have to humble yourself and bow down to the right cause. You understand? As I used to tell people, I used to really shrimp. I used to love all shrimp these days. Anytime I go and buy Chinese, it's shrimp. Now I find out shrimp is wrong, I have to stop. You understand? It's not about your likes and dislikes. And that's where that humility comes in. You have to humble yourself and understand that even though you might like something, if it's wrong, you have to stay away from it. Submitting yourselves, right? Or bending to the Lord's will, as the video entails. Look at you, verse 7, it says, submit yourselves therefore to power, right? Submit yourselves therefore to power. And that is really how you're supposed to be, submissive. Just like how a wife's supposed to be submissive unto her husband, a man's supposed to be submissive unto the Lord. Right? He's supposed to bend to how the Lord way to be. Right? Organic scripture here. Give me a sec. I think it's in Matthew 5. A small sec there, looking for a precept. And I'm a search engine, so I don't look for it. It's 26 I was looking into. 26. Matthew 26. But in the meantime, I'll get our next scripture. I don't want to stick too long on one spot. This is what Matthew. I'll get one of the Romans. Alright. So the Romans 12. Romans 12, I'll start from 1, right? They say, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of power, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto power, which is your reasonable service. And that sacrifices go a long way, because you know the Lord not about burnt offerings anymore. You are the sacrifice according to the scriptures now. You understand? Giving up your will unto the Lord. And that in these days is your reasonable service. It's not just to say that, you know, I love the Lord, like all these so-called Christians will say, I love the Lord, and then they're doing all the same things that the Lord tell them not to do. The Lord put things in place where it's not as simple for them anymore. Because back in the days, they could have rebel against the Lord and just go and you know, throw up some altars and slaughter some lambs, and that would be it. But now it's different. You understand? Now you have a gatekeeper, which is Yahushua Mashiach. And you ain't going to slip past. You ain't slipping past as easy as you used to. Right? I'm not seeing the scripture and I want to find it. I'm not seeing the scripture and I want to find it. Yeah, I found it. I found it. So, this is John 5. John 5 verse 30. Right? And there's a good example also, because you'll see when Yahushua Mashiach, when he walked to what? To be a good example for us to follow in his footsteps. Just like you'll see the apostles say, they say, be ye followers of me as I am of Mashiach. He said he came to set a perfect example so that men would follow after him. Right? And even him was obedient unto the Lord. I think with our scriptures in Matthew. That is Matthew 17. When you take them on top of the high mountain. So there's Matthew 17 verse 5, it say, right? It say Matthew 17 verse 5. It say, while he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. You understand? And why was he pleased of the Lord? Or why was the Lord pleased of him? Because he was obedient. Just like Abraham was obedient. You understand? He did things according to his father, how his father wanted, not to his own personal desires. And I have an example of it right here. It's John 5 verse 30. Right? It says John 5:30. It says, I came of mine own self to do nothing, right? As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which had sent me. You understand? So he came to do his Father's will. Even when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was asking that the cup be removed from him. What is he was saying? He was saying, hey, Pops, I can't go through this, you know. You understand? He wasn't saying, I don't want to do this, you know. He said, if it be, he say he would like the cup to be removed, but only if it be thy will, and not my will. You understand? So he unto the end, he conformed to the Most High's will. And he's the only begotten Son. You understand? And that's really how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to conform unto the Lord's will. Even when it comes to the ordinance of teaching, you don't teach according to your will, you teach according to the ordinance. That way scriptures talk about the apostles' doctrine. Right? That is in what? Acts 2. Acts 2:42. It say, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine, and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. And even back then, why did they stay steadfast in the apostles' doctrine? Because you had other men who used to be teaching of the Messiah, even back then when he walked, but they never used to be teaching according to how he really was. They used to be teaching their own story, which is even something they're doing now. They don't teach how the Messiah really was. They just teach their version of how they think he was, or how they find he should be, which is something that's bounced up with these Christians very often. You'll ask them, what did the scriptures say about God? And what they will say, God is not like this and he's not like that, but the scripture says something different. Even that is not bending to the Lord's will, because he's supposed to say things as the scripture has said. Right? As the scripture has said is how you're supposed to teach. So humbleness, humility, and this truth have many different. It have many different forms. It have many different forms. I think it's 8:38. Mm-mm. Seven. I keep getting it closer now. I keep getting it close. I think it's John 8:38. It's John 7:38. John 7:38, right? It say, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said," right? And there's a cut for those people who don't like to conform to the actual word of the Lord. They just read the Bible, but still they just want to have their own breakdowns, their own definition of how the Lord really is, how he really looked, and what it is he really did, or what he wanted to do. When you ask them, they'll always give you their version of it. They wouldn't give you the scriptural version of it, because they haven't bent to the Lord's will. They don't actually do what the Lord tell them to do. They do according to the desires of the heart, which is deceitful, according to the scriptures. Right? I read over. It says John 7:38. It says, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." So even in scripture itself, which is your guide, it shows you how you're supposed to be. Like I said, just like a woman supposed to be submissive to men, to their husbands, right? To men in general, but to their own husbands. Men supposed to be submissive unto the Lord. You're supposed to do things according to his will and not according to your own will. And that is be a try by itself, because I have a lot of things that you will want to do that the scriptures will be against. And I have a lot of things that you would not want to do that the scriptures will tell you that is what you have to do. You understand? But these are things that you have to learn to overcome as a man of the Lord. It's not just about how it is you want it to be, but it's how the Lord say that it have to be. It's the same thing that is going throughout the entire ordinance. It's the same thing children just had to go through with parents, is what wives just had to go through with their husbands, is what men just had to go through with the Lord. You understand? It's something that has happened every single day. Sometimes you just had to go through that with your boss. If you join the army, you had to go through that in the army. So Jakes is only want to watch it. Jakes is only want to watch it on a bad level when it's for them to submit to the Lord. But this is something he has had to do in some way in society almost every day. He has had to submit to the system, or else they'll throw you in jail. You understand? He had no better person to submit to than the Lord, the ultimate judge. You understand? He had no better person to submit to than the Lord, which is the ultimate judge. Right? Anyway, with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Right? Double honors to the apostles and elders of great elders who not rule well. And peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth and sincerity. Alright, Shalom.